Well, good afternoon. This particular math clip is going to help us determine how to find the equation of an ellipse if its center is not at 0, 0. So let's just look at this for a moment as a reminder. On Wednesday in class, we actually looked at these equations, and as a reminder, if the major axis is parallel to the x-axis, okay, meaning that my focus and my vertices, those are all they're parallel to my x, they're coming across like this, either below or above the x-axis, then my base equation I'm going to start with is x minus h squared over a squared plus y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. Always remember that the a is going to be larger than the b. That helps us identify if our major axis is going to be parallel to the x or parallel to the y, right? If you're looking carefully at these two equations, you may notice that the b squared and the a squared are reversed. Okay, so if this value under my y minus k is larger than the value under x minus h squared, then I've got a major axis parallel to the y-axis. Okay, my focus and my vertices are going to be parallel to that y-axis. Okay, remembering that b squared is always equal to a squared minus c squared. Okay, so this is like the base important information on my equation. So let's take and look at some information and see how to actually do this. So here's our problem. We are given that we have a center at negative 3, 1. We have a vertex at negative 3, 3. And a focus at negative 3, 0. So we're going to go ahead and plot these points on our graph. Remembering that with an ellipse, we are symmetry is our friend. All right. So center of negative 3, 1. It's my center. My vertex is negative 3, 3. So it's 2 away from my center, which means that my other vertex is going to be 2 away from my center. Put a little V there. Okay. I have a focus at negative 3, 0. My focus. And that means my other focus must be here as well. Symmetry, helping us out, okay? Now, what you should immediately notice is that this line, this is going to be my major axis, and it is parallel to the y-axis. So I'm going to be making use of my y equation. So I'm going to write that, and then I'm going to hold the board up. So my y equation, base equation that I'm going to make use of, is x minus h squared over b squared plus y minus k squared over a squared equals the number 1. Alright, so if you're following along, hopefully you've written something along this line. X minus h squared over b squared plus y minus k squared over a squared. So, this h and the k information has to do with my center. So I'm going to come back here, and in place of h, I'm going to place negative 3. Well, that's going to cause this to become plus 3. And in place of my k, I am going to put the number 1. Okay, so I've got that portion fixed. Now, a, if you remember, is the distance from the center to the vertices. That represents the distance a. So on this particular problem, that's a distance of 2. A is equal to 2. So 2 squared would replace my a with a value of 4. Okay, so I've replaced my a with the value of 4. Now, I have to solve for b. And the way I solve for b is I know that b squared is equal to a squared minus c squared. You and I know that a squared was 4, okay? And the distance c is the distance from the center to my foci. So the distance from the center to my foci is 1, and 1 squared is 1. So b squared is equal to 3, okay? So I go to back to my base equation, and I'm going to replace the b squared with the number 3. Okay, now I have one step remaining. I haven't totally graphed this yet. So my remaining step is to say b is going to be my distance from the center to the left and to the right. And so b is equal to the square root of 3, which is a little bit less than 2, right? Because the square root of 4 would be 2. So I'm going to come from here, I'm going to come out the square root of 3. Both directions come out the square root of 3. And now I'm going to do my best to draw this ellipse. All right, and I've drawn my ellipse. That I found my equation, and I've graphed my ellipse when my center is not 0, 0. Right, so I'm really working off of that base equation and graphing that. Hope you find this helpful. See you tomorrow.